Hello, my name is Oliver Glanz. I'm a professor of Old Testament at Andrews University. I'm also a team member of the ETCPC research group at the Free University of Amsterdam. In this video tutorial, I would like to show you how to use the operator as for defining agreement between different blocks. So let's go here to the SHEBANQ website and let me start working here on a query. So let's say we want to search within the book of Genesis for a clause that contains two words, word 1 and word 2. So you see that I'm allowing these two words to have any distance from each other within a clause. So they could succeed each other right away. They could also, stand in the very beginning of the clause. The one word could stand in the very beginning of the word, the other at the very end, or somewhere in between. Now, what I want to find is words that have actually the same lexeme. So for defining this type of agreement, you use the word as. As basically tells you I'm going to have an agreement defined. So let's call that agreement XY. Now XY doesn't say anything, as you can see, it's just a placeholder. What it means, what value and feature it actually is agreeing with, is going to be defined in the next element. So here we say, because we want to search for the same lexeme, the lex should be XY. So what we now have is we are finding all words that appear twice in a clause. So when you use the as operator, you have to add the word vocus at the very end of the line. So let's run this query. Now what you can see is that we find all those cases now where we have in one clause in the beginning God created et hashamayim, the et haaretz in one clause, words that have the identical lexeme. So in this case we actually have two words that have the same identical lexeme. Et, ha, ha. So we can further specify this and say, we don't want to search just for words with the same lexeme, but we want to search for words that have the same lexeme, but the first word is supposed to belong to, for example, the part of speech noun. SB is subs. So, and let's have this one, and SP is subs. Let's run this query. So what you see, we are now not finding anymore our case in Genesis 1 verse 1 with et and ha, because et is a preposition and ha would be an article. We are now finding all the other cases where we truly have two substantives or two nouns, like mayim, mayim, or like in the betweeners, or kol, kol. These type of words, because they are nouns. So an important thing to notice is that at the moment where I added a feature value set, I didn't do that by adding it after having put the operator and. This is what you usually do, as you can see here. Now you cannot use the operator AND here, because the operator AND only connects feature value sets, as you have here. It's a feature plus a value. It's a feature plus a value. There you can use the operator AND. But since here we only have one feature value set, but the element before is nothing. It's just a placeholder. So after as and its placeholder, you can never use and. So that's important. So even if I use it, let's run the query. You see parsing failed, syntax error near the token end. So the problem is really here, this one. Keep that in mind when you run your queries. Okay, good. So since this is just a placeholder, I would suggest that you find a word that actually makes more sense to you. So since this is lex, I would say type something like samelex. Now you know for yourself that you're actually looking for the same lex. When you just look at the first block, you already know this is what I'm searching for. So I'm going to get exactly the same results here. So it doesn't matter what type of placeholder you are defining. So let's say you're searching for words that have the same gender, verb has be subs, and let's say also, and the gender is F. Then here gender is same. Now I need to use the same placeholder name, of course. So alright, good. So now I should only find words that actually share the same female gender. Okay, good. So let's try to find a more complicated construction. Let's say we're searching for two clauses that follow each other, and we want those two clauses to contain each a verb. So word, and we want that the word has exactly the same lex but a different verbal tense. So we are searching for, let's say the first word is supposed to be, I'm just doing this in order to have visually more clear what we're actually looking for. You don't have to do that, but I regard this as quite helpful. So we are searching for a word that has the same lex, so I'm using the placeholder same lex, and of course need to use the operator as. Here I define my agreement, and then I'm choosing, let's say the verbal tense vt is imperfect. So now we are going to define the next word as having the same lex. So lex is same lex, and the verbal tense we want it to be let's say participle active or passive in PTCA, PTCP. Okay, good. So let's get the book out of the way by bracketing it out. So now we're finding basically this phenomenon in all of the Tanakh. So you see we're searching for two clauses, clause number 1, clause number 2. Clause number 1 is supposed to have the same a verb that is an imperfect tense and belongs to the same lexeme as the word that follows in clause number 2. Okay, let's see what we forgot the vocus. So again, the vocus has to be put behind your S combination. Here we go. Okay, here you see our cases. We have first a Yigtol imperfect form, then we have a participle form, both here in Nifal. Or we have first a Yigtol form, then we have a participle form, but they both have the same lexeme. Of course, you could change the order of the verbal tenses. In the first one we want to find participle active, PTCA and PTCP, and then here we just want to have an imperfect in inf. Okay, good. So now we should have the other order. You see it, we have first a participle, then an Yigtol imperfect. First a participle, then a Yigtol imperfect. Well, I hope this tutorial has helped you to understand how to utilize the operator as. So the operator as is essential if you want to define terms of agreement in your SHEBANQ query. Thank you.